Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari. Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjanam Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjanam Yamunatira Vanacham Hari. Yamunatira Vanacham Hari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari. Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanacham Hari. Yamunatira Vanacham Hari. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Shama Sundara Radha Shama Sundara Hare. Jaya Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Jaya Radhe Sham. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Jaya Jagannath, 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 Jaya Jaya Jagannath. Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra Devi, Jaya Sudarshan. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishupad Paramahamsa Parivirajagacharya Ashtotar Satta Shishamachila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Jayam Vishupad Paramahamsa Parivirajagacharya Ashtotar Satta Shishamachila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki. Ananta Kodi Vaishnavrinda ki. Jai Sirup Sisanatan Bhattaraganachi Jeev Gopalavata Saraganachaри Goswami Prabhu ki. प्रेम से को श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवजरी गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपा गोपी गोपीनाचाम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की श्री वृंदावन धाम की श्री मथुरा धाम की श्री मायापुर धाम की श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की वृंद देवी तुलसी देवी की भक्ति देवी की गंगा यमुना देवी की हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की श्री श्री गौनिताय की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा देवी की श्री जगन्नाथ स्नान यात्रा महामहोत्सव की गो प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल समवेत भक्त वृंद की जाए. All glories to the Sri devotees, all glories to the Sri devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So today we're going to discuss about Jagannath Snana Yatra. So we'll read some verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Madhya Lila 11th chapter, the Beda Kirtan pastimes. So the verse is written. Verse 62. Fine. So we'll chant the Mangala Charan and then we'll recite the verse and then we see how Krishna is inspiring us. Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutabada Kamalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sirupam Sagradatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadotam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishaganvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Datta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshari Vrishabhano Sudhe Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Nama Eva Kevalam Kaulau Nastyeva Gatyaranyata Maduram Madhurebhyopi Mangalebhyopi Mangalam Pavanam Pavanebhyopi Hare Nama Eva Kevalam. Text number 62. Snana Yatra deki Prabhu Rahaila Bada Sukha. Ishwarera Anavasare Paila Bada Dukha. Snana Yatra deki Prabhu Rahaila Bada Sukha. Ishwarera Anavasare Paila Bada Dukha. Snana Yatra deki Prabhu Rahaila Bada Sukha. Ishwarera Anavasare Paila Bada Dukha. Yes. Snana Yatra deki Prabhu Rahaila Bada Sukha. Ishwarera Anavasare Paila Bada Dukha. Anyone else? Ladies? Snana Yatra deki Prabhu Rahaila Bada Sukha. Ishwarera Anavasare Paila Bada Dukha. Snana Yatra deki Prabhu Rahaila Bada Sukha. Ishwarera Anavasare Paila Bada Dukha. Snana Yatra, the bathing ceremony of Lord Jagannath. Deki, seeing, Prabhuda, of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Haila became Bada, very much, Sukha, happiness. Ishwarera, of the Lord, Anavasara, during the pastime of retirement. Paila got Bada, very much, Dukkha, unhappiness. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. Upon seeing the bathing ceremony of Lord Jagannath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very happy. But when Lord Jagannath retired after the ceremony, Lord Chaitanya became very unhappy because he could not see him. Purport. After the bathing ceremony of Sri Jagannath, which takes place just a fortnight before the Rath Yatra ceremony, the body of the Lord Jagannath deity is repainted, and this takes just about a fortnight to complete. This period is called Anavasara. There are many who visit the temple to see Lord Jagannath regularly every day, and for them, his retirement after the bathing ceremony is unbearable. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt Lord Jagannath's absence from the temple very much. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are very wonderful. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different from Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahanya. Radha Bhavadyutam, Radha Bhavadyuti Savirtam Naumi Krishna Sarupam, his Krishna Sarup, but he came with the bhav, with the mood of Srimati Radharani, and duty, the luster of Srimati Radharani. Antar Krishna, Bahir Gaura. So inside is blackish, is Krishna. Outside is golden. Because he has taken the complexion, the mood of Srimati Radharani. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is eternally residing in the spiritual realm. Just as Krishna is eternally residing in Golok Vrindavan, the highest planet. So the spiritual world is unlimited. Vaikuntha Loka, there are unlimited planets there. The most exalted, most wonderful, the biggest planet is known as Krishna Loka. And that is divided in 4 parts. Dwarkapuri, Mathurapuri, Golok Vrindavan, and the center of Golok is Braj Vrindavan. And then the 4th is Svetadip Navadvip, known as Svetadip also. So eternally, Dwarkadish is there in Dwarka, Mathuresh in Mathura, and Yashodananda Krishna is in Braj. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Garanga Sundar, Gaura Hari is eternally residing in Svetadip Navadvip. And Prabhupada in one letter has explained that all the Vaikuntha planets together, they don't equal to Golok Vrindavan. That is the biggest planet. And the most wonderful pastimes are there of Krishna, and especially in regards to the gopis, that is known as Adiras. So that is the most, and also known as Parakiya Bhav. Radha Krishna, they belong to each other. They're the source of everything. But at the same time, so Krishna lives in Nandagaon and Srimati Radharani in Varshana. So when the material world is manifested, which is only sometimes, which is very long time, trillions of years, you can hardly calculate and understand. So when the material world is manifested by the will of Swayam Bhagavan, say Krishna, through his agents, through Mahashankarshan, then the Purushavatars are manifested. Mahavishnu, Garbhadakshay Vishnu, Kshirodakshay Vishnu. And so unlimited universes are emanating from Mahavishnu. And in each universe there is one Garbhadakshay Vishnu. And Paramatma Kshirodakshay Vishnu is situated in everyone's heart. So, and in one universe, in each universe, the 14 planetary systems are there. In the middle planetary system known as Bhumandal, which is a big area, and the center of Bhumandal is known as Jambudvip, and there's one big mountain there, upside down, known as Sumeru, Mount Sumeru. And on the southern side, most southern side, is Bharatvarsha. And in this Bharatvarsha, Krishna is descending. Swayam Bhagavan says Krishna once in the day of Lord Brahma. And after him, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is appearing. And then so many avatars are actually appearing in one day of Brahma and disappearing. So when Krishna is coming, it doesn't mean he's not there in Golok. He's there in Golok and he's coming here. And similarly Mahaprabhu. And and then the pastimes of Krishna and Mahaprabhu are continuously going on in one universe. So similarly, so all the pastimes, like Krishna's appearance is Nitya also, is eternal also. Krishna is always appearing in one universe, when the universe is manifested. So 2 kinds of pastimes of Krishna or Mahaprabhu, Prakat and Aprakat, Nitya Lila and Naimittika Lila. In the spiritual world, so they are known as Aprakat Lila. They are not seen to ordinary persons. Except the pure devotees they can see. They can see Aprakat Lila and Prakat Lila. Prakat Lila means in this world. So Nitya Lila means eternal pastimes, Aprakat Lila, and in this world they are known as Prakat Lila or Namitika. Namitika means sometimes. But when the material world is manifest, and they're always going on. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared in Mayapur, Navadvip. And his childhood pastimes are there, which are very sweet, just like Krishna's pastimes. Childhood pastimes are very sweet. And then his pastime in youth, Mahaprabhu's, and he's getting married first to Lakshmi Priya and then to Vishnu Priya. But then quite early he enters the sannyas ashram, just before his 25th anniversary of his appearance. And his wife was very young, just 16 years old. And then he resided in Jagannath Puri, also by the wish of Satyamata, so she could hear about the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So sannyas means one is leaving the family, but still some attachment may be there, especially from the mother's side. So Jagannath Puri and Mayapur is not so far. Of course, at that time it was a little far, because there were no airplanes, no trains, no cars. You had to walk, or you had to go by chariot or by horse. Raghunath Das Goswami, one of Mahaprabhu's associates, he walked from Mayapur, Navadvip to Jagannath Puri very fast in order to meet Mahaprabhu. And so then devotees are going back and forth, because Jagannath Puri is a wonderful place, and everyone knows Jagannath Puri in Bharadvaja in India since time immemorial, or since Satya Yuga. In this day of Lord Brahma, in the 28th Kali Yuga, Ashtavimsati Kali Yugyasya, when you do some ceremony, we do sankalpa to say where we are and which time we are in. So devotees used to come back and forth, and so in this way Madhu Sachi could get some information. And actually Mahaprabhu, when he was in Jagannath Puri, so he stayed 2 years, almost 2 years. But he was very eager to go to Vrindavan also. So, and even he went, so to say, in search of his brother, Vishwarup, his transcendental brother. So he was touring Bharatvarsha, India. Actually, that was just external reason, but he went to deliver the fallen conditioned souls by giving the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And then so to give also instructions. Yaradekatayaka Krishna Padesh, Amara Agyaya, Guruhanatare Desh. So he was telling one Brahmana who wanted to follow him, being attracted by Mahaprabhu, he said, you stay home because you're a householder. But whoever you meet, you speak about Krishna Padesh, what Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, and this way you deliver to others. You be a spiritual master, a guide to others. But then he decided to stay for the rest of his life in Jagannath Puri after having been throughout Bharadvaja and Braj also. And he discovered Radhakund and Shamakund and some holy places of Krishna's pastimes, Krishna Lila Stan. And then in Varanasi and Prayag, he instructed Rupa and Sanatan to write some transcendental literatures for the benefit of the fallen conditioned souls, and to discover or to excavate or to reveal again the lost pastime places of Krishna for the benefit of of the conditioned souls. So, but then after he stayed in Jagannath Puri all the time for 18 years till he left this world. So the devotees from Mayapur, Navadvip especially, they were feeling separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And anyhow, mostly they were going for Ratha Yatra every year to see Jagannath. And as we know, there are millions of people there going for darshan. So, and actually they came for Snana Yatra also. And so Mahaprabhu has mentioned here. So all the devotees also from Navadvip or from Gouda Desh, from Bengal, they used to come to Orissa to see the bathing ceremony. But especially after Gauranga Sundar left, they wanted to see Mahaprabhu because Mahaprabhu was Prananath for them, the Lord of their life. Of course, Jagannath is also very dear to all the devotees. And Jagannath, very special form. He's actually Dwarkadish, but remembering his pastimes of Braj. Mahabhav Sarup. So ecstatic symptoms are there. Ashtasattvic bhav, like tears coming from the eyes, like torrents of rains. And the body shivering to transcendental ecstasy. And the hair standing on end. And becoming stunned. Or murchit. Becoming unconscious and falling on the ground. So Jagannath, so hearing his pastimes in Dwarka, from Rohini, he became stunned. And also because he left Braj. So wonderful pastimes of Krishna and Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu actually has revealed. Without Mahaprabhu we could not understand. Yadi Gauranga na hoite to. If Mahaprabhu had not come, then who would know about the wonderful pastimes of Radha and Krishna? And so he established Yugadharma, the chanting of the holy names. But then he also showed in which mood we should chant the holy names. So he saw Jagannath with the big eyes and his form of Dwarkadish and Mahabhav sometimes. But mostly he saw Krishna playing the flute. Because Mahaprabhu, he came to give this Braj Bhakti. And so it's not different from Radha and Krishna. Especially then, who is serving Radha and Krishna? The gopis. So he came to give Unad Ujjala Ras, Gopi Bhav. But of course, then he was also giving instructions to Rup Sanatan that we should follow Vaidhi Bhakti, the rules and regulations mentioned in the scriptures, like getting up early and then attending Mangalatik and so on, and having a scheduled program so that we may advance in our spiritual life. But then he mentioned also we should enter Ragamaga, Raganuga Bhakti, the spontaneous platform, following the inhabitants of Krishna and Braj. So the thing is, when we are hearing or when we are reading these pastimes, we should understand the mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and why he came in this world. Of course, there's internal reason, this is external. Internally, just actually it is mentioned to taste the love, pranaya of Srimati Radharani. And Adabhut, Gun, the wonderful, by her love she is experiencing the wonderful qualities of Krishna. Venu Madhurya, Rupa Madhurya, Lila Madhurya, Prem Madhurya, his beauty. And the effect of when Krishna is playing the flute. So, and then the happiness she's experiencing, Saukyam. So he came to taste that. but actually is already tasting in the spiritual realm, in Chetidip Navadvip. But he came to reveal the love of Srimati Radharani for those who become qualified to enter the higher realm of spontaneous love, Rag Marg. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, also Swayam Bhagavan. Ete Samsa Akalapam Sam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Just like Krishna, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. All the spiritual material worlds are emanating from Krishna, from Mahaprabhu. All the different personalities of Godhead are expansions. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although the Supreme Lord, but he came just like a devotee, showing how we should chant the holy names. So he himself was setting the example, and he was chanting at least 64 rounds, or trying to chant 64 rounds. And in which mood? So here, seeing the bathing ceremony of Jagannath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very happy. So Jagannath appeared on Purnima Tithi, Jyesht Maas, so in this world, so which was just a few days ago, but due to practical reasons it is observed today. So full moon day and night. And so, of course, two reasons are there why he appeared, or two pastimes are there. So one is Krishna. So when he hears his pastimes, so he becomes absorbed, and this form is manifest. And the other, there was one great king, Indradumna Maharaj. So that was actually in Satya Yuga. And he had heard about one wonderful deity known as Nilmadhav. And he wanted to know where the deity is. And he wanted to see the deity. So he sent in all the directions his ministers, who were devotees of the Lord also. And so he was a great devotee, and his devotees were devotees also. So it's a long pastime. I think you all know, but still. So it's good to at least remember to some extent. So then one of those ministers, his name was Vidyapati. So he came to Niladri, Orissa, Bhuvaneshwar. And so that place is still there. And then he found out about the deity. And he had darshan of the deity also. And then he came, of course, long story, but we keep it short because we don't have much time. Of course, we have so much time, but at the same time, today is Snana Yatra. So then he came back, and so the king was happy that after a long time he came back. And so he was happy. And then he went with Vidyapati to that place, but then he was not able to take darshan. The deity disappeared. But then, so some log of woods came at Jagannath Puri, and which were taken so mystically. So Jagannath is very the Supreme Lord, and appearing in very wonderful way, and the seva there in Jagannath Puri is also very wonderful, how the seva is going on and how they're doing everything very systematically and in the divine way. So even now also how they get the wood, because every 12 years or so, when Purushottamas is in the summertime, and this just around Jaish Mas also Snana Yatra time, and after that, so then when Purushottamas is after Jaish Mas, and the next month, then they will change Jagannath, the deity of Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. Because then is extra month is there, Purushottamas. And in this way, so because usually as mentioned here, there's 2 weeks, as Prabhupada is mentioning, from Snana Yatra, 2 weeks and 2 days actually, from Snana Yatra till Ratha Yatra. So because Snana Yatra is Jaish Mas, Purnima Tithi, the last day of the lunar month, which the Vaishnavas are following. And then the next month, Amavasya Tithi is there, and then it is mentioned here. So of course indicated that for 2 weeks is not seen. Jagannath is not seen after Snana Yatra, because there's a need of restoration every year. Because some little damage is there, because the deity is made of wood, of course then, but Krishna becomes manifest in this form. And even they have a system of, they're putting some cloth around Jagannath and then they paint. So every year there's a need of some reparation. But then, so the system is that when Purushottamas is after Snana Yatra and this next month, and so after Amavasya, so there's one extra month. The Purushottamas is always between 1 month. After Amavasya till the next Amavasya. And then after Amavasya, after 2 days, Ratha Yatra is there. So instead of 2 weeks, there's 6 weeks. So at that time they make a new deity. And then Ratha Yatra is there. So the king, he wanted these deities made of the Lord, and he found one Brahmana who was ready to do, but there was a condition that let me work and I will be inside and nobody should open the doors. And then I will make the deities. He agreed, and so he was working. At one point he didn't hear anything. He was thinking what's happening, and he was becoming impatient. He was saying 21 days it will take, but before. So he wanted to see, and then he opened the door. And the Brahmana said, now we will not continue the work. And he just left. He was pleading to him, he was begging him. But he did not continue. But then the others, they told him, the ministers, don't worry, maybe this is a Lord arrangement, and it was. So as we see the deities, so that's so-called unfinished state, but that is the Mahabhav Prakash of Dwarkadish Krishna and Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. So when Mahaprabhu was seeing that Snana Yatra is appearing, he became very happy. And all arrangements were made. So Mahaprabhu was in the sannyas ashram, so he was not so much involved in the procedure of the Snana Yatra, to arrange all the things. Like so many things have to be done, as we can see also. All the devotees here, very busy, making arrangements, and beautiful decoration, flower decoration, and getting all the ingredients for the Abhishek, Panchamrit, Panchagavya, and so many items are there. So it takes time. So Mahaprabhu, so he came to give Braj Bhakti. At the same time, he also showed how to properly follow the rules and regulations according to Vana and Ashram. So he was a good brahmachari, student, And of course, a little naughty in the beginning, but then he was very good in his studies. And defeated great scholars. And then he entered Grihastha ashram, and he was doing his duty. He was doing his duty nicely as a householder for a few years only. But then for the benefit of others, for the benefit of the conditioned souls, he left the sannyasa ashram. He left the Grihastha ashram and entered sannyasa ashram. Giving the holy names, giving Krishna prem. So, and then as a sannyasi following the rules and regulations very strictly. So usually the sannyasis, they're supposed to perform their devotional service and then they should give the knowledge to others. And they're not so much engaged in management. Of course, you have to see time, place and circumstances. And Prabhupada, he started the preaching in America as a sannyasi, and then he had to manage the whole society. Even he did some marriage ceremonies because his disciples had no idea how to do what, and so, which usually sannyasis are always staying away. They invited for sannyas for a marriage ceremony. We say, I'm sannyasi. But nowadays it's a little different, so we have to see time, place, circumstances. So, therefore he was simply chanting the holy names and distributing Krishna prem and giving transcendental knowledge. But he heard about the bathing ceremony. He became very happy. Of course, he's always happy. Atmaram is the source of all happiness, Krishna or Mahaprabhu. At the same time, so the loving exchange is there with his devotees, and that is increasing his happiness. At the same time, and so in this Naimitike Lila, in the pastimes in this world, so he's to some extent so acting just like a person of this world, following Varnashram also. And then, of course, so being happy when the devotees were performing very enthusiastically the seva to Jagannath, and especially the festival, the bathing ceremony. So he became very happy. Oh, we are going to see Jagannath today. And he was, of course, going to the temple practically every day at noontime. And he was taking darshan behind the Guru Stamba, not going right in front. And so taking darshan and so seeing Jagannath, beautiful Jagannath, but then mostly also seeing Krishna. So festival time, so Jagannath is coming out, and other times, even nowadays, the custom is only the Hindus allowed in the temple. There's some misconception there. Even some controversies there, even nowadays. The king of Puri is complaining why ISKCON is not doing Ratha Yatra on the proper day. And they stopped in India, and ISKCON followed. Oh yes, we have to follow king of Puri. And that is the first step. Second step, now they want all over the world that we follow. Snan Yatra on the same day and Rath Yatra, then they give a window. Okay, if you cannot do on Dvitiya Titi, then you can do till Navami Titi, because Ulta Rath is there, return Rath. You can do not any other day. And they want to enforce that, and it's going on, and they met also. So he approached ISKCON, and Guru Prasad Swami last year, he was the chairman of the executive committee. And then what to do? He was asking some devotees, and in India there's ISKCON India Scholar Board. So where they help sometimes with, according to Shastra. And they asked me also to join. But I mean, I didn't give much input because I'm a busy man. And And my health was not so good. I had this one disease, chikungunya, which many devotees got by mosquito bite. What to do? Krishna's mercy. Yeah. So it was quite something. Anyhow, so but then there are conversations going on, and I mean, they asked me also, I gave some suggestion. I said we should never agree with them, because we have to follow Prabhupada. And Prabhupada did it just to spread Krishna consciousness according to time, place, and circumstances. And as we know, like even here or in many places, we want to do maybe on the proper day, but the government will not allow, right? You can do on Sunday, and then even sometimes there's booking there, and you cannot do. Like I was speaking to the devotees in Langenthal, and they have to do the Ratha Yatra. They did Snana Yatra on the proper day. They always do on the proper day. But Ratha Yatra is just one day before Radhashtami. So what to do? So but somehow the king is trying, and he's influenced by the so-called scholars there. Of course, we show respect to all of them. But they're influenced heavily by the sannyasi from Govardhan Math. It's a nice name, Govardhan Math. But these are the Mayavadi sannyasi under Shankaracharya. And they're following him also, what he says. So what to do? So since Mahaprabhu's time also, so only the Hindus, they could go to the temple. Therefore even Haridas Thakur, Namachari Haridas Thakur, he could not go inside the temple. And Mahaprabhu was there, but he didn't want to disturb the situation. And he wanted everyone to be humble and tolerant. And to show that the Yugadharma is the chanting of the holy names. More important than anything else. At the same time, we should not think that deity worship is not important. Like sometimes some people think. Even here in Switzerland, when the Sankirtan was going great, I was here because my health was not good in 1984. No, 83 I came. I was there for installation of Jagannath. Okay, I was on Sankirtan. I was distributing some books, but it was not really my thing. But I used to like to chant mantras. I used to chant so many slokas from Bhagavad Gita. Like the 5th, 7th, 9th, 12th, and 15th chapter I knew by heart. And used to recite at least 2 chapters every day. So and then Rohini Sutta, I was a Sankirtan leader. I was with him. And Harinamananda, famous book distributor. And then he was always chanting mantras, so many mantras. And he said, maybe you should become Pujari. I said, okay. And they needed Pujaris also. Because they tried to send everyone on Sankirtan. And those who cannot do Sankirtan, they can go on the altar if they're Brahmin initiated. And so I said, okay. And, then I liked it, of course. And yeah. And then those who cannot go Sankirtan, they can go on the altar. Deity worship is for the newfound devotees. Okay, the problem. I didn't bother whatever they were saying. I like to worship the deities, and I was doing. But I understood that most important is chanting the holy names somehow, and reading the scriptures. I quickly read Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So anyhow, we can see Sankirtan is still going on, but not like before. And many of the Sankirtan heroes, and now they're not so active in devotional service. Still they are, but not so active. But whatever. So the main thing is that we have to, so not so important what we do, but how we do. And we should do with love and affection. And we should try to develop love for Krishna. One time in New York, in LA, the Sankirtan devotees were going to see Prabhupada, and they were asking him, so Prabhupada, what is most pleasing to you? And so they're all expecting that Prabhupada would say, those are distributing my books, and we're doing book distribution, they are most pleasing to me, that is most pleasing to me. And he could see that their ego was there, and they were already, we are book distributors, and Prabhupada will glorify us. And Prabhupada, pure devotee, he could see. Pure devotee can see on the face what's going on. The face is the index of the mind, of the consciousness. What is most pleasing to me is if you develop love for Krishna. Whatever you may be doing, but you do it with love. And the Sankirtan devotees, anyway, so we have to try to develop love, whatever we may be doing. So anyhow, so actually by Prabhupada's mercy, so we can worship Jagannath now. So by his mercy, and Jagannath is going to Rath Yatra, different places all over the world. So this Prabhupada was Shakti-Avesh avatar. He was empowered to spread bhakti, like Narada Muni. So Shakti-Avesh avatar, eternal servant of Mahaprabhu and Krishna. So Jiva Tattva, but still empowered by Mahaprabhu, so is known as Shakti-Avesh avatar or Krishna. So, but somehow they dare to stop them. Even Rupa and Sanatan, they were not going inside because they were, for a little while they were serving the Muslims. But what to do? But so then Mahaprabhu, so he was just chanting the holy names and all the devotees also with him. But he was happy when the ceremony was going on. And so Jagannath coming out, because devotees, not everyone can go in, but when Jagannath is there outside, then everyone can see Jagannath for Snana Yatra. And then also for Rath Yatra. So Jagannath is coming out and everyone can see. Of course, by the Lord's arrangement, so many pastimes are there of Jagannath also. One person wanted to see Jagannath, but he couldn't. But then Jagannath came out for one time. And now therefore is Patita Pavana Jagannath is there on Singhadvara, on the Lion Gate, and we can see. Anyone has been to Puri? Most of the devotees, you have seen, right? Patita Pavana Jagannath. So, but the three Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra and Chakra, we cannot see if you're not Hindu. So, anyhow, but he's Jagannath, the Lord of the universe. He's the Lord for everyone. Yes, some misconception is there, but still we should respect them. Even Mahaprabhu respected them. But then, so, he established the Yugadharma, the chanting of the holy names, and he emphasized on that, and then. But then deity worship has to be there, and he even told Gadadhar Pandit to worship Gopinath, Tota Gopinath. There's Yameshwar Tota is there, one Shiv temple is there, Yameshwar Tota. And there also Westerners cannot go in. But somehow I went in one time with some other devotees, Indian devotees, and they didn't notice. Yeah. But even last time I went, I also went inside. Somehow I went in. But many times they don't let. And there's one Sonar Gauranga temple also in Puri. I also took darshan there, but now they are very strict. They don't let the Westerners in. Even last time I went, they didn't let me in. You cannot go. Okay, no problem. I've Shaligram Shida worship as Mahaprabhu. And anyhow, we're chanting the holy names and we are reading about Mahaprabhu hearing, and then Mahaprabhu becomes manifest. And here we have Gonitai, very special Gonitai here. The first deity I saw is this Gonitai here, in this life as a devotee. 1979 in Dudingen, there was a farm outside of Bern. So first time I saw the deities there. I saw the deities, there was some kind of festival also, Sankirtan festival, nicely decorated altar. And the devotees jumping, chanting the holy names. At that time, ecstatic kirtans were there. Still now also, but not as that time. incredible kirtans. I saw the deities a little bit, but I saw all the things around too, devotees jumping around. But they saw me also, that we know we go to the temple, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada said, not to see Krishna, but so that Krishna sees us. And we should be going there in a seva bhav, we should serve Mahaprabhu or Krishna. Otherwise it's a kind of enjoyment, I have to see Krishna, which is okay also, but it's a fine line there. But more so that Krishna should see us and should see how eager we are to serve him, and then we should serve. So this Gaunitaya is special, because after I took darshan there, so although I had some desire already to go to India, since I was maybe 16, and I was interested in classical Indian music. But then when I saw Gaunitaya, then I decided now I have to go. And my material life was finished. And then on my 20th birthday, my father gave me some money, 2,000 Swiss francs, which was a lot at that time. With that money I came to India. And I joined in Krishna Balaram temple in Vrindavan by the mercy of the Lord. Anyhow, so these deities are very special. And in between also I came here. I was 2 years in India, then my health was not so good. Then I came here. I stayed for 1 year. Then I went to New York for a little time. Supposed to go only for a visit, but the devotees kept me there for 3 years. Because I knew some Hindi, I had quickly learned Hindi. Anyhow, so. But then I came back here also. And spent some time, and then I went back to India. But then I only had a short-term visa. I had to come here. I had to wait 8 months for getting a new visa. So I was 8 months here. But that was no problem, waiting for a visa and serving the deities here. And Pankaj Prabhu was there also for Mayapur. He came just maybe 1 week before me. And he also had to wait 8 months. We got the visa at the same time. So for 8 months we were together here in the Pujari room, serving the deities, and yeah. Of course all the pujaris were there, but so it was a good time. So then by their mercy, so we came back to India. And so wonderful. And so whenever I come here, Switzerland, I like to come here at least a few days, and there's always a wonderful exchange. Of course, even with Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, because I served them also, I was Jagannath Pujari. But I was doing the small deities, Gaunitaya and Jagannath Baladev Subhadra also, mostly. And then, so especially with Gaunitaya, I feel so much loving exchange. And by good fortune, they were in the GBC room yesterday. For the whole, from 11 o'clock till 7:30, they were there, and I could chant there in front of them, and that was wonderful, and some nice realizations, and so they are extremely merciful. So we're very fortunate to be here. So they were installed in 1974 in Geneva. And that year Prabhupada was there also in Geneva. I'm not sure if he was there for the installation. No.
Prabhupada was in May, June, installation
in October, yeah. Yeah, he was in May, June, but then with his blessings, under his direction, then they were installed, yeah. And he met the mayor of Geneva also. So there's there, so they're blessed. And I heard that also Prabhupada, one time he saw picture of the deities and he was saying, these are very beautiful and very special, Gaunitaya. So, Sisi Gaunitaya ki, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi ki. So Mahaprabhu was very happy to see the Snana Yatra. But after Snana Yatra, as we know, so they say Jagannath is getting sick. Because, so much milk, yogurt, and all these things. And then sometimes there's some wind there, and you may get a little cold. So they say he gets a little cold. And although he's the Supreme Lord, but it's his pastime. And then, even Mahaprabhu, sometimes he got sick because he was getting so much Mahaprasad. But he's the Supreme Lord, and he's no different from Jagannath. And Jagannath is eating Chappan Bhog, 56 items every day. But anyway, the pastime is there, so for the devotees, so they can serve in a different way. And he's relishing that. And so then, the Jagannath is not there. And then, so he was very happy. And so, Mahaprabhu is no different from Radha and Krishna. And Krishna is also so of all happiness and all love. And of course, Lila Purushottam, wonderful pastimes. And Mahaprabhu is known as Prem Purushottam. So the highest love, Mahabhav. So Srimati Radharani, she has the highest love, different stages of love. Prem, Sneh, Man, Pranay, Rag, Anurag, Bhav, Mahabhav, which only the gopis have in Braj. Of course, but then Krishna and then Balaram also manifest Mahabhav. But the highest love is of Srimati Radharani. So, then even explained Rur Bhava, Adi Rur Bhav, Modan Mohan, Madanakya Mahabhav. So he's there, having this love of Srimati Radharani. And so seeing Krishna, as Radharani seeing Krishna, with this love. So, Snan Yatras, Krishna is being bathed. Abhishek of Krishna, feeling so much transcendental happiness, of course, then doing Snan Yatra. So the devotees, they were chanting the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. As in Rati Yatra also, and other times when chanting Mahaprabhu with love, and then tears were coming like torrents of rains because of love. And it is mentioned when the love is there and so much happiness is there, then the tears are very cooling, very pleasant. But then when he's not seeing Jagannath the next day, Anavasar, Paila Baraduka. So during the ceremony when he's not visible, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes very unhappy. Distressed, transcendently distressed. So Krishna, Mahaprabhu, the source of everything. All emotions which we are seeing here, they are there in the spiritual realm, but in pure form. And here is a perverted reflection. So then also he was crying. The more one has love, the more the feelings of separation will be there. And this is burning like fire. So he was feeling so much separation, and tears were coming also like torrents of rains, and they were hot. So therefore he could not stay there. I cannot see Krishna. I cannot see Jagannath. And then he left the place. And he went to one place, maybe 20 kilometers away, known as Alalanath. And there's a deity there of Vishnu. And so he went there, Vishnu, of course, form of the Lord also, expanded form of Krishna ultimately also. So he was feeling a little bit relieved. Anyone has been there, Alalanath? And he took darshan? From outside. Yes, okay. Sometimes somehow I'm getting some special mercy. I took darshan many years ago, also with the devotees there, in the devotees. Even last time I came, and somehow they let me in. I could take darshan also. And so I gave them nice donation also. And then they're more happy. And maybe next time I come, they will let me in again. And so anyhow, so special mercy is there. So we were staying there and seeing, but still Vishnu and Jagannath is already different. And Vishnu and Krishna, a big difference now. So still he was feeling separation from Krishna. So much separation. And one time he just fell on the ground. And because of separation, his body was hot. And what happened? The stone was melting. And you can see the different parts of Mahaprabhu's body in the stone. Even now you can see. If you have been there, you have seen the stone? You have seen? So that is the effect of when prem is touching something of this world, it will just melt. So the viraha bhav. So anyhow, so he was feeling so much unhappy. Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, now we are happy. Even a moment, separation is so much for the Lord. So, but anyhow, so he stayed there for 14 days. Till Amavasya. And then the next day, he's coming back. And the day before Ratha Yatra, Netron Milenam, then they will give darshan for a little while from a side door where Jagannath is. You can see from the side, if you are Indian body. If you are Hindu, then you can go in. And then you can see Jagannath a little bit, not fully. So he was so happy to see Jagannath. And then the next day, of course, Ratha Yatra and chanting and dancing in ecstasy in front of Jagannath. And so the mood is bringing Krishna from Dwarka to Vrindavan. So the temple there in Jagannath Puri represents Dwarka. Dwarkadish is there. And then Gundicha temple represents Vrindavan Dham. So, and that is when the gopis, they went to Kurukshetra during a solar eclipse. They also wanted Krishna to come back to Braj. But of course he was there in a royal vesh, royal dress, and the king of Dwarka. But so the mood is there. And Radharani was expressing, of course that is Samyogini Radha. Just like Krishna is never taking out one step out of Braj, Radharani is also not going out of Braj. That is expanded form. In Dwarka is Vasudev Krishna. And when Krishna is going to Mathura and Dwarka, then Srimati Radharani, Vrishabhanu Nandini becomes Aprakat, and Viyogini Radha is there, crying and crying. And then when they meet, Vasudev Krishna, Samyogini Radha, expanded form of Srimati Radharani. But they are not different and different. So then trying to bring Krishna, so that is Ratha Yatras, or for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, bringing Krishna from Dwarka to Braj. So pulling the ropes like that. And of course we know again the pastime is there, that Krishna promised he will come back. I'm just now coming. Parso, day after tomorrow, he told one person, even still, so that is there. There's one deity in Govardhan. And some say Madhumangal or one Brahman, one of the associates. And Krishna was saying, Parso, day after tomorrow I'm coming. But he never came. And so he told the Vrishvasi, I will come. And therefore in India you can see, people are saying, I'm just now coming. In half an hour. And in half an hour I'm coming. I'm just now coming. Sometimes it's 2 hours late. 3 hours later, no problem. And the train also. Not like here at the minute. The train is coming, just now coming. But then they announced, we are sorry to inform you that Tufan Express is late for 2 hours. First time I went to Mayapur, from Mathura to Calcutta, I took Tufan Express. Tufan means, Tufan, you know Tufan? It's a whirlwind, wirbel storm, how you say whirlwind. Going very fast at 200 miles an hour sometimes. Okay, trying to reach Calcutta quickly. Sorry to inform you, the train is 2 hours late. Next announcement, sorry to inform you, the train is 4 hours late. After 8 hours, I board the train. And I knew what to do, you just chant Hare Krishna. And by the time I reached Calcutta, the train was 12 hours late. Anyhow, no problem in India. From Krishna's time, everyone is used to it. But still, so they were crying in separation. But then, so Krishna then, And Balaram was sent one time before to console. And then he told the Brijvasis, Krishna is just now coming. He will come very soon. And he went back and told Krishna, yeah, we have to go. I told them you're coming soon. He said, well, I'm busy. I'm the king of Dwarka. Some demons to be killed. And still it took so much time till he could come. But one time he was feeling so much separation also. I didn't know what to do. But then they all decided, now you must go. And then, okay, he was ready. Okay, I'm going now. But you, Balaram, you go first. But then Balaram is saying, no, I cannot go. I went first before, and then I told them you're coming, but you never came. So if I go first, they will be angry at me. And Krishna never came. Why you came here? And Krishna never came. So then, now I cannot go. Okay, maybe Subhadra should go first. No, then everyone's saying, no, we cannot send a lady first. That's not proper. You should go first. So Krishna, I cannot go first. But then finally, Balaram is going first. And then Subhadra, and then Krishna. And therefore you can see Rath Yatra, first Balaram, then Subhadra, and then Jagannath. Of course, here you only have one Rath. But in Puri, 3 Raths are there. And when they bring Krishna, Jagannath, so from the temple, so he's a little heavy, and then they have cushions. And he's going from one cushion to another cushion. Looks like he's almost like intoxicated. And sometimes the cushions are breaking. So in Mahaprabhu we are told some of the associates to bring cushions every day and rope to pull Jagannath. Anyway, this is actually also when Krishna, so Balaram was mounting the chariot and he was going, and Subhadra, and then he had to go. But he needed help. He was kind of intoxicated. And he was walking like this, feeling separation. But then somehow they put him out on the chariot, and Daruka, the driver, then quickly went. And then when they reached there, Balaram, and then quickly Subhadra came, and he told them, he's really coming now, don't worry. And then everyone is so eager. And then Krishna is coming, and Radharani, and then there's eye-to-eye union. And again the form is manifest. Mahabhav Prakash. So that is the pastime. Anyhow, so Mahaprabhu feeling separation. But of course then is remembering Krishna. So in union there is sometimes separation. That is known as Prem Vaichitya. Just like in Prem Sarovar. Anyone has been Prem Sarovar in Braj? So Radha Krishna were together. Radharani is sitting on the lap of Krishna. And one bumblebee is coming. And going to the beautiful face of Srimati Radharani, which is like a lotus. And then he's chasing the bee away. Go away, go away, go away. She's trying to push, but the bee is not going. And then she's saying to Krishna, the bee is not going. He's calling Madhumangal. Madhumangal, come here, please chase this bee away. So he's chasing the bee away somehow. And then he's coming back and he's saying, Madhusudan is gone. Madhusudan in Sanskrit is a name for the bee. But it's also Krishna's name. So she's hearing Madhusudan is gone, although she's on the lap of Krishna. And then she's becoming overwhelmed with feelings of separation. And she's crying and crying. Virahabhav, vipraramba bhav. And then Krishna is seeing that she's crying, then he's also crying. And then that creates Prem Sarovar. Prem Sarovar. And then after that, Krishna was thinking, well, even she's with me, but she's feeling so much separation. Better I go. Then in separation, she will meet me also. In separation, by crying out to Krishna, then Krishna will appear. Like we say, we chant Hare Krishna, and then Krishna will appear. If we are crying, therefore Prabhupada used to say we should chant and